Decades of unchecked industrial activity left Foss Waterway and Commencement Bay contaminated with oil, heavy metals, and toxic chemicals, posing a serious threat to marine life and public health. In 1983, the Environmental Protection Agency designated it a Superfund site, initiating a comprehensive cleanup. In the early 1990s, the city of Tacoma took action to restore the Foss Waterway, developing an environmental master plan to guide cleanup efforts. By 2003, major dredging and sediment removal went underway, removing decades of industrial pollution. The cleanup was completed in 2006, followed by 15 years of monitoring to ensure long-term success. In 2020, the city began the process to delist the waterway from the Superfund program. Today, Foss Waterway stands as a symbol of Tacoma's commitment to a cleaner, healthier future. The Ground to Sound initiative is Tacoma's commitment to protecting local waterways by preventing stormwater pollution. Every time it rains, runoff carries oil, chemicals, and debris from streets into storm drains, flowing untreated into Puget Sound. Ground to Sound raises awareness about everyday actions we can take, like proper waste disposal, reducing pesticide use, and maintaining our vehicles to keep our water clean. By working together, we can protect marine life, improve water quality, and ensure a healthier future for Tacoma, now and forever. In 2025, the city of Tacoma brought together a team of artists to use their art to bring awareness to the cause and to empower fellow creatives, friends, and neighbors to use their respective mediums for advocacy. The Ground to Sound Film and Art Fest is a call to action by the city of Tacoma, in partnership with Foster's Creative, to promote the health of our neighborhoods, marine ecosystems, and Tacoma's future. The 2025 theme, Healthy Sound, Better Tacoma, Now and Forever, emphasizes the urgent need to reduce stormwater runoff that harms our valuable ecosystems. The Ground to Sound Film and Art Fest has curated a diverse 2025 creative roster, uniting visual artists, poets, writers, and musicians who share a commitment to protecting and restoring our natural resources. This collective aims to inspire community engagement and environmental stewardship through their creative expressions. By collaborating with these artists, the festival seeks to amplify the message of environmental conservation and foster a deeper connection between the community and the local ecosystem.
Yo, it's that great contrast. We outlast the sea beyond. Ripples in the current sky pass. I like the bomb. The train was a moving heartbeat.
Art inherently makes an impact. It's got a great ability to infiltrate someone and spur them on to action.
The more people know, the more they can act on it. The more they can be involved or find ways to be involved.
Who else is gonna raise awareness? Someone walking around in a suit? Like, no, that's not gonna catch as much attention as like this bright, colorful, pretty thing that makes people stop and be like, oh, cool, a whale, or like, oh, that's a fun, bright octopus. If it hits the ground, it hits the sound, you know? Like, that's gonna get people's attention and like retain the information and think about it more than any other outlet. I'm Julia Josephine. I am a mixed media artist and an art event organizer in Tacoma.
My name is Joy, and I'm a writer, a literary arts teaching artist, an editor, filmmaker, community organizer, and I'm from the Hilltop area in Tacoma, Washington, so I definitely consider Tacoma my home.
My name is River Meski, and I am a mixed media artist. I do sculpture, installation, painting, digital art.
My name is Aaron, also known as AG Joints. I am a hip-hop connoisseur of sorts. Singer. I am an American singer, and I'm just a hip-hop dude in the community.
I'm Jared Ferdine.
I'm Jessie Ferdine, and we are Champagne Sunday. And we're Tacoma
local
band.
Musicians, touring musicians. We've been all over the country. We've been calling Tacoma home for the past 12 years, and we absolutely love it here.
Yeah.
My name is Melissa, and I have been in Tacoma for the last 4 or 5 years, and I run the Tacoma Photo Club.
art contributes to the rising awareness of environmental issues, in that environmental issues really are some of the most existential threats of our time. As we're facing climate change, as we're facing, all the effects of that, it's really something that we feel and experience. We can't really be disconnected from it as maybe we could have in past decades. And we need hope. And I think art can impel people to action. It can help them feel directly that sense of urgency, but it can also inspire a sense of hope in that we can imagine new worlds with art. We can create that vision that we hold ahead of ourselves so that we can say, like, this is what we're moving toward. That's something that is a little bit harder to do with facts and figures when we're trying to inspire change. I believe that art is one way that we can really live and breathe that new world into existence by imagining it and creating it together. Sound, and I was really thinking about how to personify the environment and our connection to it and the beingness of the environment. That's really what this kind of contained ground to sound image is. It's the connection between ourselves, the environment, the city, the mountain, the salmon, and just kind of showing it in all one contained image that shows how connected we all are and how much we rely on every single part of this connected whole.
Art is one of the things that captures people's attention. Good, bad, it's eye-catching, it's attention-grabbing, and so that's a great way to deliver a message is through art. Whether that's people really like the photo or really like the piece of art or they hate it, it's you're getting an reaction from them, and I think that's a good way to grab attention and then tell your story.
Oh, okay.
Been to the glass museum.
This is the age of hurry and hustle, bite-sized content, clickbait. We look for the simple path, convenience, efficiency. But conservation has always been a long game. More than a process, it's a journey, like the painting of a portrait, or the alchemy that occurs with film in a dark room. We cannot find easy fixes here, but we all have a part to play. So pick up your paintbrush, your camera, your pen, your guitar. Be inspired by the shoreline and the seals playing in the waves. Know that the salt in your blood is the same as the salt in the sound. Saving our seas is saving ourselves. Let us take the long path together. Trust the process.
Our collective tapestry. These threads connected like effervescent street lights, illuminating our city at night. What kind of tapestry are we forming on the land of the Puyallup? Can we be there for each other, for both the inhales and the exhales, for the beginnings and the endings? Watch this community tapestry spin and form like paint in the sky, clay on a wheel, like the ripples in the Salish Sea. Even the earth will be honored to claim our city's name, for we've treated it well. Creating a well of reciprocity, of care and warmth. Mount Tacoma even gives us a wink. Does it sound like a dream? Well, it doesn't have to be. How can we practice doing the right thing, also holding city and community accountability? This tapestry is too good, too beautiful, too wonderful to be messed with. Why mess up something so good? Don't we want to shine brightly, creating collective care, a care in which the self and we see each other as one? Can our threads collectively light up the constellation named justice? What about the galaxy named hope or peace?
Please give it up for Joy, guys. Are you facilitating there for that? We're on all the social media platforms, so if you go look for the Ground to Sound Film Festival, you will find us and stay up to date on things. So yeah, take it away, Charlie.
To do it, but you might not care or know, and that's when you just kind of like.
I love the artist culture and community in Tacoma, whatever that looks like. So it looks like acoustic guitars, and it looks like painting, and it looks like poetry and short stories and writing, and it looks like graffitied murals that the city pays for us to do. And we are nothing if not an artist community in this city. And if we are out there showing our art, writing our poetry, making films, people are going to see it. And it's just, I don't know, it's fun and it's delightful. And if there is a way that you can marry like your love of your city with your creativity and like find a balance for that, it's great. I think it's fun.
If Poseidon were to see our shores, would he cry out with rage and shake his mighty trident? Tonight is really just, how close, accessible the community is. This was a really great experience, first time here, and it was such a great intersection between kind of like the environment, justice, arts, creativity. So I'll definitely be looking out for the next ones. This is a great experience.
It's been very nice to come to these events and also working for the City of Tacoma Environmental Services Department and being a part of a department that cares about the community and that wants to engage the community in meaningful ways.
I would say facilitating the workshop today was, it was really fun. It was also very educational. As I mentioned before, we went into like some of the sciencey type of education in terms of like what is actually happening with the sound. So that was really fun for me to learn more about, including things like sea star wasting disease, where sea stars in the sound are dying off, and pollution is definitely contributing to that. And then also facilitating the poetry aspect. So I feel like I got to experience like the best of both worlds, where I got to learn some stuff and then share that knowledge with others. And then also participate in an art form that I love, which is writing.
Perfect. Yep. Okay, ready? 1, 2.
My grandfather grew up in Salmon Beach, back when there were bison at Point Defiance Park, those he teased to charge him as a boy. He told these stories and laughed while cruising the Sound with me in his flat-bottom boat lined with fake green turf, as he showed me how to fish for salmon. For years he worked in the mills that poured slag in Commencement Bay, poached fish his whole life, had a penchant for making trouble, and he also taught me that to know life, we must love where it comes from. If you look hard enough, my blood is here in the water. I know that from cutting myself gathering oysters, my grandfather who hooked himself, and my boys who scraped their knees. My father says there must be a wave breaker off Owen Beach from all the beach stones we have skipped there. How each little act gathers, how we are bearers of consequence. My boys come with me to beach cleanup and pick up pieces of humanity, especially those who leave confetti on Les Davies Pier. And we pick up every tedious gender reveal piece from the same place I lined up with lights at night, jigging for squid shoulder to shoulder. Where we live, topsoil was removed because of the smelter plume, and in these layers you will find my family. If I can tell you anything at all, what we do with our past as we venture out means something. We toss hope to the water, flip a rock to find an octopus.
Okay, we're making a film about things that go down storm drains. Let's see your best leaf.
A leaf?
Yeah, like a maple, please. Okay, plastic straw. Motor oil. How about fertilizer? Toxic chemical. Okay. I think we've got just the part for you. Your role is dog poop.
Dog poop?
You're lying in the grass. It's raining. You roll down the gutter into the storm drain.
What happens next? Do I go to the sewage treatment plant?
There's no sewage treatment plant for storm drains. Why does everybody think that? You're going to the Sound, man.
The Sound?
Get in your costume. We're losing light.
What's happening? I don't belong here. Hello, fish. No. What have I done? Why didn't somebody just pick me up? I feel like a piece of shit.
Let's count the moon snail egg cases. They are round and rubbery and feel like plastic. Or maybe it is plastic. Mucus and plastic and sand. We'll move on tires that choke. We'll follow the rain to creeks, to rivers, to beaches, and find the power it evokes. Let's look for clams and crabs and sand dollars and sea stars and hope they are untouched by the waste. Oh, a crab. A really big crab. I've never seen a crab this big. I need to take a picture. They're usually so small, hiding under rocks and bits of trash. This one is big. Big enough to eat. Buzz, buzz, everyone look at this crab. Now, look, now. Digital, dollars, new. Plastic, disposable, new. Chemicals, now. Look, new, now. Polyester, ash, dust, and plastic. We swim here. We eat here. We leave our neighbors here, hurting. From rain to creek, oil and trash. To rivers, kill fish, to beaches turned ash.
We have a lot of employees here at City Tacoma Environmental Service that help this project in keeping, the Sound clean. We support the community in this.
Every individual has impacts, and so whether or not you believe that those impacts can be sustainable over time, each individual should understand, and collectively as communities, we should understand that fostering a sustainable approach to how we reside on this earth is very achievable, but a lot of people kind of just cast that aside and just go about their daily lives. And I think the more time we can message that we do have the ability to make change, and change can come through sustainable actions that leave a better place for our generations.
I love the fact that we are incorporating art. Both my parents are wildlife artists back in Montana, and so I grew up with knowing what artists can do with their message. The pieces that they have, they can share a message, they can bring feelings forward. So it's really important to incorporate that art because you can bring people in, start conversations with them, and share messages that you really want to share.
I'm Taruko Nimura, and I'm a local Tacoma artist, multidisciplinary, and the artist in residence for the City of Tacoma's Environmental Services Department. I work in a lot of different mediums, and I love doing a lot of work that engages the community. I have a huge interest in the environment because I'm just so darn scared about what's happening. There's a lot of need, I feel like, for people to understand like our problem more. And yeah, I think just having an awareness of what you're doing and what little changes you can make, the little changes will build on itself and ripple out. And that's the only way we can get through this.
When I was growing up, art wasn't too big of a deal because we're starting to get more into, the math and reading and all the standards and everything. But the new generation coming up very much are into art. And I was really surprised to see how much creativity the students have. But even more so this generation, they're really engaged in that visual and textile world. And so I think, approaching them through the art and through the visual is very, very important and very interesting, and I feel that it's more engaging for the students.
Before I even came to the city, I didn't think about a catch basin or, the water just goes away, right? And you don't know if it's a combined, where it's really going. I think a lot of people assume that our stormwater is treated, that it's going to come to this facility and it doesn't matter what they put down the drain, but if it hits the ground, it actually is going straight out to the bay. So anything that runs off from your yard, off of your car, that you pour out on the ground, it's huge for people to understand that, that is going directly to our waterways and has a direct impact on fish and wildlife and even human health where, people swim and, do other activities in the water.
We look at environmental services as a public health organization because we do provide those services that allow our environment to maintain and be stable and not go into places where our communities and neighborhoods aren't enjoying what we live and breathe every day.
As we all live in the same world and we're all drinking the same water and we're all, breathing the same air, so we all need to come together as a community and protect those natural resources and protect the environment. So I think this campaign of It Hits the Ground, Hits the Sound is super important because a lot of people don't realize that the things that they do in their everyday life just out in their front yard can eventually impact our water, our waterways and the sound.
So this all used to be an industrial type waterway with plants that were just dumping all of their waste directly into this waterway. So in 1983, Environmental Protection Agency deemed this a Superfund site.
What is a Superfund site? Superfund sites are locations polluted with hazardous materials. Superfund is the name given to the environmental program established to address abandoned hazardous waste sites. This allows the EPA to clean up such sites and to compel responsible parties to perform cleanups. The Superfund cleanup process is complex. The EPA has the responsibility to conduct removal actions where immediate action needs to be taken to protect the public health or the negative impact to the environment, to enforce against potentially responsible parties, and to ensure community involvement.
It was so heavily contaminated with all the things that over the years, because nothing was being done, all their waste would just go directly into this waterway. It was filled up.
And so they embarked on some very creative and very unique initiatives to begin the cleanup of our waterways and our bay. The citizens, the leadership in this community and this city understood what was ahead of them, and they were very forthright in understanding to take it on themselves. So in the 90s and the early 2000s, all the efforts started coalescing together. And then you have today what you see out around you here in the city of Tacoma.
We don't want that to happen all over again. So that's a lot of the work that I do is this monitoring work to ensure that we're not recontaminating this water and keeping it in that way. And I'm just a very small part of it, but I'm happy to be, where I'm at and to be able to be somewhat involved.
So the big initiative that we have for Environmental Services Division is that healthy neighborhoods plus a thriving Puget Sound equal a better Tacoma. And we really try to stay to that message. We reach out to communities and work with special interest communities on what does stormwater mean to you? What does protecting the environment mean to you? And we're using that information, that engagement right now to help craft messaging about stormwater, but also what we can do within their communities to help them protect the environment and protect stormwater.
If there's one thing I could tell people to do every day is don't litter.
Put things where they belong. If you have a candy bar wrapper, put it in the trash. If you have used oil, take it to a proper disposal area. I mean, these little things are just basically taking care of yourself. If everyone could just clean up after themselves and dispose things, it would make a huge impact.
We have a good solid waste system here in the city of Tacoma, so don't litter.
If you have a broken heart, take it to Tacoma. You'll know you're there when you see a viridescent wash over everything that is entirely unique. Let the green envelop you and try not to forget that it's there. Look out at the sound, like we all have at one point or another, for one reason or another. Do you remember the time your first love ended things at Owen Beach and the moon was the biggest and orangest you'd ever seen it? Or when you took your baby sister to the art museum and you saw her eyes, wonder-filled, reflected in the glassworks bursting with color? Remembering her that way now shatters you for reasons you can't even begin to explain. Your tears tumble into the sound, time and time again, wordlessly absorbed. You've heard it before, we're all mostly salt and water. And what a relief it is that the land understands. Now turn around and marvel at the urban sprawl. Think of all the doorways you've stepped into, and all the ones you haven't. Some buildings are old, some new, some beautiful, some neglected. None of them are very tall, and not for a lack of dreaming. Some of the dreams were myopic fantasies that poisoned the ground and the life around it. Some dreams clean the air and feed people, a patchwork quilt of gardens. Some dreams you wake up from in the middle of the night and reach for a glass on your end table. And the thing they all have in common is water, the ultimate sustainer of dreams, of building, of living. Don't forget to see the parts of Tacoma that aren't so close to the sound. In some areas, you'll find seas and seas of concrete. At night, it's almost apocalyptic. Can you believe your precious pet was adopted in this desolate place? Even here, they were sheltered, nurtured, and hydrated. Even here, you're defined by water. It's out of sight from where you're standing now, but put it at the front of your mind. Because if Tacoma is a living body, the sound is the heart, and its watersheds are the veins, spreading life throughout itself. Its trees are the lungs, its creatures are the spirit. Can you really look out at this place and say it's inanimate? The city has its scars too. Like you, it's alive and brimming with dualities and multiplicities. It's fragile and resilient, friendly and gruff, hopeful and gloomful. There are buildings with sharp metal edges and soft forest floors dripping with moss. Just like you, through time and care from fellow life, it heals with its losses. It slowly gets better. And what a relief it is that you understand. So if you have a broken heart, take it to Tacoma. If it seems quiet, just lean in a little closer and look for the green. This city isn't indifferent. Tacoma just looks you straight in the eye, pats you on the back, and says, "I get it."
Patron, visual report, what do you see? I see Patricia's eye. Patricia, out of the way. Ouch! I see a man using unsafe materials to wash his car! What? Abandoned ship! Pam! Peyton! Yeah! Patricia! I'm ready. Guys, where are you? Come on, guys! Hurry! Yay! Just over here! And break down the fence. Oh, no, I got it! Ow, man! I see him, Captain, I see him! Follow me! Hey, mister, can you read? Of course. Then if you could read, you would know that that bottle is poisonous and that it kills the salmon. And when it kills the salmon, it kills the orcas. And when the orcas are dead, the whole food chain is disrupted. You should have started using safer toys a long time ago. Yeah! Well, I don't care. Well, what about that yummy salmon you ate tonight? Wait, what? Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Uh-oh, gotta go, bye! Well, I guess I won't use it anymore. Even though I really got the stuff off my car. Wait, does this mean I have to get new products at the store? Well, not just any cleaning products, only the products with the Safer Choice label. And you don't need to go to the store. We have it right here. Mission accomplished, ladies. Come on, gotta get back to class. We should totally have a longer recess. Yeah, that's right.
Chords, you know what I mean? With like, even like long chords.
Like without percussion.
Yep. No percussive stuff. Yeah. Let's see if AG can kind of help with some percussion stuff. And
I was in my room, cooking the mic, need to hit the streets or get us in that job or do it on the case, cross-examine, find out that they juices. That's facts. Oh!
How you guys feeling?
And we've had the great privilege of supporting the city of Tacoma, specifically the Environmental Services Department, to help expand what a lot of people in Tacoma know is if it hits the ground, it hits the sound campaign. That campaign is designed to help people remember and realize that there are areas in our city where if it literally hits the ground, it goes into a drain and it goes directly to the sound.
So this year it is the Ground to Sound Film and Arts Festival, and we're really working towards just empowering artists and creatives to use their art mediums to advocate for and amplify causes that they love.
And tonight, we're filming the final scene in this 45-plus minute documentary.
Sound. Scene one, take one.
We're all living in a time and place. We got work to do in this human race. it's time to collaborate. Sing it loud, sing for brighter days. Together we can, come on, feel the groove. Hey, yeah. All right, here's another part you can sing along if you're uncomfortable with the other. Follow Jared, here we go. What you got, man?
Yeah, hey yo. Yeah, hey yo. Let me hit you with a sound bite. From the underground in the sound bound to the waterways like I am Mike's. Times got enough pollution, gotta match and maintain. Shooting like Kobe, keep the trash about the storm drain. Search for the soul cause it's tragic now what gets played. What happened? Everybody trying to ride the next wave. What I see the impact, community involved, giving back, no filter when I drop. You think I'm only spitting raps. More to bring awareness cause we aim to preserve the natural beauty all around us on the daily observe. Deserve some effort, the small ones compile into a large sum. Like the aforementioned drains, I be barred up. We're all connected through the sounds and the movements. I'm moving with the talents intact, trying to influence some action on the cause, from the docks to the music. Yo, if you want something done, you gotta do it.
Just look around. Can we try that chorus together? What we say, yes, what we do. I love that.
What we do,
Every little motion. I love this.
all that.
Just ripples through. Come on. If you need a sign, if you need a sign, just look around. So you can feel it moving. That's what it to echo in the sound. Yes.
Yeah. Round of applause for everybody again.
The long-term benefits of having sustainability integrated into creative projects is people will be surrounded by artistic expressions of and reminders of that care that we want to extend to the environment and that connection.
We should always be thinking about how what we're doing is impacting the environment, and even to push ourselves a little bit farther is thinking about how can we have a reciprocal relationship with the environment, one that is filled with love and respect, because this is our literal home, this planet. As far as I know, there's no other planet for us to go to, so yeah, community is definitely everything when it comes to the environment.
The community is affecting the environment whether they know it or not, and I think the trick is let's get them to know how they're affecting it and maybe change the behavior, or just make them more aware. They're like, oh my God, I'm screwing up my environment. I didn't even mean to.
Half the time, I think it is that just the unawareness of
Yeah.
what is going on and how do you direct that and change that. Because you've got a bunch of people, I think, that are really good at heart. They just need to know, what do I need to be doing better? How do I make a difference?
Yeah.
You have to care about not only where you live and how you impact that area, but you also have to care about how others impact it and how you affect other people in your community as well. So I think it's vital in terms of, talking to your neighbors and talking to people kind of randomly that you see on the street and talking to them about things that you care about.
You can't just be like, oh, we're gonna go teach this in schools, or we're gonna do these projects together with the kids. No, it's not just about the kids, it's about everybody. Because if it's just the kids, then it's like, great, in 100 years this will happen. Like, no, we're looking for change tomorrow.
The more people know, the more they can act on it. The more they can be involved or find ways to be involved or share the message that they learned themselves. So I think that engagement is crucial.
As we see change, hope is around us all the time because we understand what we've been before, what we are now, and we can see the future potentially because we can see how things have changed for the better, but there's always a better. And so I think, people knowing that, yes, you may not see your actions have immediate impacts, but have hope that your actions will have an impact. And if you don't see those impacts, someone else will be able to see them and experience them.